Hello everyone, this is Mary Fish with Stampin' Pretty and stampinpretty.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I wanted to share with you my order from the new Stampin' Up! 2016 to 2017 annual catalog. I previously posted my pre-order on a separate video, so some of those products won't be in this new stash that just arrived yesterday. So I've got things organized. This is the new catalog. I take mine to Office Depot and I have it bound and I have a laminate cover put on it to protect it. And then I put little dividers to help me find things quickly. It's a great way to use your catalog. I think it costs maybe $4 or $5 to have done. Really worth it. Makes everything lay flat and amazing. And what a catalog this is. I've got lots to share with you today. Let's start with the stamps. These are stamps that don't necessarily have another bundled product. I'm going to do my best to show you stamps separately that have a coordinating product. But this is just one of my absolute favorites. I love the font. It's called Stylized Birthday. Just one single stamp and the best looking happy birthday ever. I think it's just amazing to have in your collection and will get lots of use. This stamp set is called Mixed Borders, and when you first look at it you might not realize that this is actually one continuous stamp and the sentiments can fit right inside there. And it's photopolymer, meaning it's clear, see-through, so that's much easier to do. Placement is much easier with photopolymer. Thank you cards are my #1 reason to make a card. I send tons of thank you cards. And this stamp set called Thankful Thoughts is a great way to have some cool fonts and great ways to say thank you. This stamp set is called Places You Go. It works with the circle framelits. I believe it works also with one of the circle punches. And you can crop those out and put it on the globe. Really fun and cool font. That's one common trait that I've seen in this new catalog that I love is the stamps and the sentiments and the fonts are much more cohesive. They're not trying to reach a little of this and a little of that in each stamp set. This is the way I like it, where everything feels like it flows together, and they've done a great job in choosing really tasteful fonts. This is cool. This is called Vertical Greetings, especially for those of us that just love a simple card with just a simple topiary. And then they have a vertical sentiment. Happy birthday, thank you, and I love you. Very cool. I've seen some great samples. This is Brushwork Alphabet. It's photopolymer, so you can put words together. And what a beautiful script in both uppercase and lowercase. I think I'll get a lot of use out of this for monogramming. That's usually my #1. I love the look of embossed monograms on stationery or cards. But you can also build words. So you can create whatever words that you'd like. This I actually showed previously. It's called Sweet and Sassy. There are 15 different dies. But we have 4 new, what I consider nesting dies or layering dies, and this is one with 2 different hearts, and I just wanted to show you all these together even though I got these in the pre-order, and also show you these magnetic sheets. These are the largest sheets. I think they're roughly 6 by 7. They're from Stampin Storage, and I love them for keeping my dies in place. And then on this one, there's just no room on the front, so I labeled it and I put the number of dies so that when I'm putting them away I can make sure everybody is on this magnetic sheet. And then the other one that I got in the pre-order, again, great everyday basics. These are probably my go-tos, and the squares where you can make frames, framelits. It's got a scallop version, it's got the straight edge version, and they're called layering squares, and there are 19 of them. These are the ones that I just got, so I don't have them on the magnetic sheets yet, or the magnet sheets. These are the new layering ovals. Again, they're replacing a few punches that we had that were in the oval shapes, but this is just going to go so much farther in your crafting and so many more possibilities to layer and create frames. Again, scallop and then a smooth edge. These are called the layering ovals framelits dies. And then last of these layering dies, This is an absolute essential. It's replacing our previous circles with many more. I don't even know the exact count here. I'm going to guess there's 15, 16 of these. And these are called the Layering Circles Framelits dies. Again, just a great everyday essential in both a scallop version as well as a smooth version for just basic card making and shapes. We have so many coordinating products, and many of these are bundled to save 10% off. If you go to my blog, stampinpretty.com, I have a spot where you can find out all of the 10% off bundles. And this happens to be one of them. This is the new badge punch and the badges and banners stamp set. It coordinates with all of them. My personal favorite is this darling bird cage. But again, great sentiments, has a little bit of a masculine edginess, but you could use it with so many things. Here's a welcome baby. And of course, this coordinates with the punch that I had from my pre-order, and it's called the Duet Banner Punch. I think that's kind of a must-have, and you'll see that there are other stamps that coordinate with that particular badge. So that's a really cool bundle. And then for my whimsy, I always want one kind of fun whimsy. I don't send a ton of cards to the wee ones, but I do have some grandnieces and grandnephews that I like to make sure they get a birthday card every year from their Aunt Mary. And here is the new Fox Punch. And it probably has a little bit different name. And since it's not on it, I'm still learning. But this is the Fox Punch. So it has all these different shapes. It makes many more critters than just a fox. And you'll see this is the Foxy Friends stamp set that coordinates with it. And you can see, let me open this one up because I think you'll get a better idea. I mean, everything from cats to skunks to, it also works with the tree framelits that we have that are still available. So many possibilities. I just think it's cute. I think it's great for young and old. You can build a little scene with it if you like. And then it has one more cool coordinating product, and that is this Designer Series paper stack in very card-friendly patterns and a size that, again, is perfect for card makers. There's 6x6. This is called a Little Foxy Designer Series paper stack. Really, really cute. I love that combination of colors. It's kind of like a real modern version for anything from baby to young ones and beyond. I think there's so much more that you can do with that. Here's another bundle that I got, and this is the, I'm going to call it the Blossom Builder Punch, and I'll put up on the screen what its actual name is. I don't have this one memorized, but it has all these different petals, a leaf that coordinate with the bunch of blossoms photopolymer stamp set. Look at all those stamps. I hope you can see those. Great, fun, buildable, has perfect sentiments for everyday use. This is a really good all-around versatile floral that I think people will get a lot of use out of. And of course, I'm all about anything that's a coordinating bundle. Now we're going to get into the dies. This is the Sunshine Sayings stamp set. Really sweet, casual font, lots of different sentiments, and a few extra little elements. But then we have the Sunshine Wishes dies. Now, these are, excuse the pun, to die for. It has the flower, it has this amazing heart, and then it has words. I can't get enough of die-cut words. I just think they make such a bold statement on a card. So you can see they're backwards sitting on this sheet, but here's sunshine. Isn't that amazing? We have congrats, love, and I actually have to pull this one because I can't read it backwards, and hope. How beautiful. So we've got the little butterfly too, I should point out. This is one of my absolute favorite bundles. I just think that is just cool and modern, and I'm going to get so much use out of those word sentiments. Then we've got, these are called, I have to peek, Bunch of Banners Framelits dies. For people like me that love cards with just a simple sentiment, and then let's let the colors or the Designer Series paper kind of take it from there, keeping it very simple. These all work with sentiments, and they're designed to do that, but they are going to make cropping them out and popping them up on a Stampin' Dimensional fun and easy. And there's actually 2 stamp sets, There might even be more, but I got these 2 stamp sets that work with it. I think you can see how these will work with that stamp set. Again, photopolymer for easy placement. This was called Banners for You. And this one is called Birthday Banners. A little more vintagey looking, but I just love the different fonts. And again, everything's very cohesive, very coordinated, and they all work with this Framelits die set. And I love that it has 2 different stamp sets that you can choose from. This is the Wish Big Framelits dies. It's on the list of my favorite things. If you go to my blog, stampinpretty.com, you'll see my list of favorite things, my favorite favorites, right? These are the Wish Big Framelits. You can see a piece of cake, a whole lot of possibilities, a crown, a cloud. This is designed in some of the samples to be part of an ice cream cone, and this can be the ice cream cone topper, as well as a cloud. Again, tons and tons of possibilities, and it only gets better because it is a bundle with this stamp set called Biggest Birthday Ever. Photopolymer, which is always my personal favorite for easy placement, easy storage, fun to use, totally see-through. That's the beauty of photopolymer. And these are some coordinating stamps that go with it. For example, these little layers you can crop for candles, going this direction, or you can layer the piece of cake. So again, those are just some quick ideas to share with you about that particular set. This, I think, is going to be one of the key sellers. The details alone are amazing. It's called the Flourish Thinlits Dies. I mean, with the die cuts, look at this. I'm going to just, let me see if I can pop this up easily. I haven't removed these yet, so there's a little bit of sticky. So bear with me. But look at the detail of that. And that's what the die cut is going to look like. I just think that is absolutely stunning. And good news, of course, it's a money-saving 10% off bundle and coordinates with these 2 pieces. They're the same stamp set called Flourishing Phrases. So it's got 2 parts. They are in red rubber, but they coordinate with the design of the framelits, and again, some really nice sentiments. This second part is all sentiments. Classy, sophisticated font. Everything coordinates. You've got things that work on the outside of the card and then something beautiful on the interior, which I know many people really like to have something, an inside and outside message. Then we've got a stamp set. I have been waiting the longest time for Stampin' Up! To come out with an umbrella. So these are the new umbrella weather framelits. There's a couple different kinds of umbrella toppers. We've got raindrops. It could be raining little hearts. How sweet is that? And a lot of little fun designs that you can use to coordinate with the umbrella and beyond. And again, it's a 10% off bundle with this stamp set called Weather Together. It's clear photopolymer, meaning see-through, with some really cool sentiments. I really like, again, I'm a font maven. The font alone will sell me on a stamp set. So a pretty little font, again, consistent, cohesive. I'm all over that one as a new product to have in my Stampin' Studio. This is the Sweet Cupcake. Until I saw some samples with it, I thought, this might go on my B list or I might table it for a while. Well, I was wowed by the samples that I saw. People would stamp the topper on the cupcake and then they would put Wink of Stella, which adds a glittery touch. I mean, it just really was amazing. And again, the key is that you can pop out that topper with this die. Here's the bottom of it. Here's the top of it, and literally pop up a very simple and clean but cool cupcake. And then there's also a couple words. We've got wish and sweet. I know they're backwards on here. I'm a huge, huge fan of words that can be die cut. Just again, great statement. I can keep this really simple and fun. Great birthday basics and a cool looking cupcake to boot. this stamp set and coordinating dies, again, another bundle. This is called Everyday Jars Framelits. I remember when Stampin' Up! Had a jar die set and they retired it. And I think that was probably the one set of dies I was asked about the most, if I either still owned it or if it was coming back. And so Stampin' Up! Has delivered. We now have a really comprehensive die set with mason jars and fun. It can go vintage, it can go modern, and it coordinates with the Jar of Love stamp set. These are kind of mini versions, okay? But you can see from inside that that's the actual size of the jars that will be cropped with the dies. Lots of possibilities, including sentiments and layering. So I think that's going to be a very, very popular little set year-round. And then I've got, again, we've got still some more things that coordinate. This is Scenic Sayings stamp set. Big trend right now to have a bold saying, and this one coordinates with the Scenic Sayings Designer Series paper stack. So again, great neutrals, very natural, organic feeling. Isn't that fun? And you can just keep it simple with one of those bold sentiments with the coordinating Scenic Sayings stamp set. I love this. And again, there is a huge trend right now to use some of these more natural, organic looks in your patterns. I'm thrilled. I loved our candy dots, but they retired, and Stampin' Up! Has come out with more enamel shapes in more colors. So instead of the neutrals, they have the metallic enamel shapes in golds and silvers, I believe. Again, super easy, stick-ons, just great to add as that last little perfect touch on a card. And then I just got the subtles and the regals, and I already had the brights. And the best news is I also already have the new in colors, the 2016-2018 enamel shapes in the in colors. We didn't have that in the candy dots, and that's something I've been hoping for a while. Let's talk ribbon and baker's twine. Baker's twine is my hands down favorite. It just works for every type of card, just to be that perfect embellishment, that perfect last little detail. And Stampin' Up! Has come out with a bunch of new solids. We've got Night of Navy. That's a purple one. I'm going to say Elegant Eggplant. I'm guessing there because I don't know them all by heart and I took them out of their packaging. Black. I think this is the new Emerald Envy and Blushing Bride. So great to use, a little bit thicker than what we had before, which I feel is a little easier to work with. And again, it's a solid rather than a twist with white. I think that's a welcome change. And then we've got new wire thread that's, again, a super big trend right now to kind of either wrap things or loop it around and behind on a card as a really cool metallic element. So we have copper and we have black. And the cool part about copper is we also have Designer Series paper, which I shared in my pre-order, that has some patterns actually with copper in it. And that will coordinate with this wire thread as well as the new copper embossing powder. In my opinion, if you love to emboss, this is a must-have. It will just give that rich, shiny penny look. I already had all of the in my pre-order, all of the new ink colors in ink pads, but I bought the refills so that I never end up with something that dries out. And so I've got Emerald Envy, I've got Sugar Plum, oh my gosh, Sweet Sugar Plum, thank you, Dapper Denim, Peekaboo Peach, and this would be Flirty Flamingo. So again, I've got the refills so I don't run out. I showed this in the pre-order, but this new ruched ribbon, again, super easy to work with. I love kind of its casual ruched look, and that comes in all of those same in colors. And then if you love our last year's in colors that are still available for the next year, we've got this really cool stripe ribbon in all of the 2015 to 2017 in colors. And then there's some more new ribbon I just had to have. This is a mint macaron. Isn't that pretty? I think it feels a little more substantial than our seam binding ribbon. I think it might be easier to work with. I haven't even tried yet. This is brand new stuff for me. And this is Melon Mambo as well as Smoky Slate in this 1/4 inch ribbon that has all that sweet little stitching on it. And we aren't done. We for those of you sad to see the word window punch go, we have a new punch that's going to give it the same opportunity. It's going to work very much the same way, but a new shape. I will layer on the screen what the name of this is because it's brand new for me. And as I said, I just opened up the boxes that I got yesterday, just a little while ago. This is a new embossing folder. This has some cute little petals. Again, I'll put the name up on the screen. I had to have this. The samples that I've seen, people will emboss and then they'll do different colors on the different leaves. A very cool look. And of course I love white on white embossing. And then this is a very fun, modern, wavy look. It's part of the Seaside collection. And again, I will put the name of that up as well. We have a new Big Shot tool that has been re-engineered. What you have now will work, but let me explain to you why you might be interested in this one. It actually has a little thicker area along the middle. That little bit of engineering should make embossing and die cutting a little more consistent. So I'm going to give it a try soon. I think it may just make things just a little crisper, a little easier, and I'm all about making things easier. And it comes with this thin die adapter, so rather than having the different layers that you had to open and close with the multi-purpose platform, this automatically will essentially be a shim to make it the perfect thickness for the thin dies. We've got some great new paper, and some of it, like I said, Stampin' Up! Did an amazing job coordinating things. This is fresh fruit. It's on as one of my favorite things. It's photopolymer. So you can see from the back, super easy to use and layer, and it's a two-step. So you would do the outside area of the strawberry and then you could layer in the interior. So I would do this in something dark, maybe a black, and then do this in a red, and then you're obviously with photopolymer, it's super easy to add a little topper in green. How cute is that? And it coordinates with the, I want to make sure I get this right, Fruit Stand Designer Series paper. I love this. Again, this was on the list of my favorite things from the new annual catalog. Look at these great patterns and stripes. Everything coordinates, rich and beautiful for summer. Fun little dots. I'm a huge fan of strawberries, so this is probably one of my absolute favorites. And look how everything coordinates. It's just really gorgeous. I think this is, again, in my opinion, one of the must-haves for your kind of fun and interesting paper. Just the type I like to find where you just, all you need is a good sized piece on a card and a great sentiment, maybe a touch of ribbon, and then you're done. It's just awesome. Look at this with the lemons. I just think that's really modern and interesting. So that's all the Fruit Stand suite. And then Blooms and Wishes. Beautiful font, great layering, photopolymer, just like I like. And then it coordinates with the Blooms and Bliss Designer Series paper. Again, here's the paper, the stamp set, and you can see how beautifully that coordinates. And I'll just zip through this quickly, but I just want you to see the beautiful colors and variety of patterns. Very card friendly, meaning they're small and can work on a card, but you can still do bold patterns on a card as well. It can look gorgeous, where you can mix and match. So again, that's just a really cool, modern, almost impressionist look. I think that's really neat. So again, a simple dot. Again, you could put these two together. They look amazing. You could put these two together. Again, amazing. So it's shifted over to the blues and the greens. I think that's lovely. And again, Stampin' Up, amazing job. Has all these, whether it's the stamps, punches, or dies, it seems like there's always something coordinating that you can really take advantage of in your crafting. This is the Festive Birthday Designer Series paper. It's actually a much larger suite. Oh, I almost lost the best one of all. There is a die set and stamp set that I don't have yet, but I thought the paper was very fun and very festive. And I live in the Southwest, so of course these images are especially near and dear to my heart. But I think this is just a lot of fun. And we'll get a lot of use for birthday and beyond. You can just see these classic patterns in fresh, I wouldn't even consider these just Southwest colors, but it's just a nice fun mix that can really go year round. So you can see these patterns. I want to make sure you saw this one. I live in saguaro country, so that's especially fun for me in Tucson, Arizona. Very cool stripe. And then we've got the Moroccan Designer Series paper. Moroccan is still super on trend, very cool. Look at that bold pattern. You can see some of the opposite sides. Again, just really consistent, easy to work with on cards. Isn't that pretty? All these different patterns that you get. This is just a little smaller version. I just love sharing these with you. Again, just the ideas are just flying through my head right now. This last section, as we wrap up, this is the new 2016 to 2018 envelope paper. And envelope paper is great. I love making, coordinating envelopes. If you've listened to my videos before, I'm a big believer that a handcrafted card deserves a beautiful package to deliver it in, and that comes with the envelope. The envelope is really kind of like the wrapping on the gift. And so these are all, again, work beautifully with our envelope punch board. They don't have a specific orientation, so they're going to work great with them. You can see the patterns. Each side has a plain side and a pattern side, and then it has this particular, again, it's the perfect orientation for using the envelope punch board. And it comes in all sweet sugar plum, dapper denim. I don't have to show you, but it's the same for all of them. Aren't those fun? So again, you can decide if you want this as the outside and the fun pattern on the inside, or vice versa. And there's two versions of this. We have all of the in colors, and there's a lot of it, by the way. So you get a ton. And then they also did the same patterns in the 2015 to 2017 in colors. So again, same thing with the different looks. Perfect, right? And so you can expand to those colors. And those are the colors. Those are my main go-to colors. I use my in colors a lot, as well as my neutrals. I go off track a lot and use some of the other gorgeous colors as well. But I love using some of the trendier colors that the in colors and all their coordinating products provide. So I hope you got a great glimpse into what I'm going to be sharing with you and showing you over the next few months. I'm so excited to dig in. I love new products. I'm always like a kid in the candy store. When I get my stamp sets, I actually like to organize it and get everything looking amazing and then start playing. So again, stop by my blog, stampinpretty.com. Be sure you subscribe to my daily updates. I've got over 1,000 different card ideas along with the supplies that you can use, and you can shop for Stampin' Up! As well. So thank you again. This is Mary Fish with Stampin' Pretty and stampinpretty.com. Bye-bye.